Yo, what's going on? Welcome back. I want to jump right into this video. I won't keep you long. And if you clicked on it, you already know what it's about. It's about if it's already in you. And I know I'm not talking about any parasites, unless you've been eating raw sushi or very undercooked steak and saying, oh, I like mine's rare with blood still on the plate. Yeah, but that's for another topic. I'm going to give you 3 tips reensuring that it is already in you. Without further delay, let's jump right into it. Tip number 1, despite what seems to be failures, you just can't let it go. Conjure up this idea that, you know what, this wasn't a failure. This was actually for my benefit. It wasn't a failure. It was actually a module towards my success. It wasn't a failure. You just tell yourself time after time, despite what appears to be failures or what your peers might say are failures, or even your parents, out of love, say, hey, look, maybe you should go a different route. You never do. You always find a way to conjure up this idea that success is right around the corner. That's tip number 1, letting you know and identifying that whatever it is that you're looking for is looking for you just as hard. It's just preparing you for that level of success that you desire. Tip number 2, manifestation. You keep on manifesting. You keep visualizing what it's gonna be like once you finally cross this hurdle. You're looking all over the house for this last puzzle piece and you finally find it. That's what tip number 2 is about. Manifestation. You have already inserted yourself there. I like to think about it like this. If you think about reverse engineering, you probably do this all the time, and I just want to give you a word for it. Reverse engineering is when you place yourself somewhere mentally and you work backwards in order to come up with the solution. You are reverse engineering. Another word for it is manifestation. You insert yourself mentally there and you figure out, okay, this is where I want to be. How do I get there? And the only way that you can get there is you have to work yourself backwards. And that's how you'll come up with new ideas, new clues, new suggestions, new approaches. And it'll give you even more energy and fire to your wood to keep on going. The 3rd tip, the final tip, the one that you all have been waiting for. Keep things basic. Keep it simple. You don't have to work so hard because it's already in you. As a matter of fact, instead of working so hard to figure out where your next opportunity is going to come from, to figure out where your next collaboration is going to come from, take this time to look within, spend that energy digging deeper, because that's what you're going to need. You're going to need to continue to reaffirm yourself that you're on the right track. Because if tip number 1 resonates with you and tip number 2 resonates with you, the 3rd tip is, that is the final tip. You just have to slow down and you just have to keep things basic. It's already in you. You don't even have to try hard. That doesn't mean you don't have to participate or you don't have to continue to work on your craft and your skill. And I don't have to tell you that because you love what you're doing. So you're only getting better. That's where those seemingly failed attempts come from. You're getting better. It's only sharpening you. It's only making you better. Just think about it. If you are in martial arts and you can't get past this particular individual, let's think about Karate Kid, for example. Whether that be the newer Karate Kid with Jaden Smith or the original one with Danielson. You think about Karate Kid, what seemingly to be bullies actually made him better because they made him work harder in his craft, not just to protect himself or not just to beat these guys, but in actuality, it was life lessons throughout the entire movie. So it might appear that they're your failures, and I know you're not gonna cut any corners, but I just want to affirm you to keep things basic. That is tip number 3. Keep it basic, keep it simple. It's already in you. You are deserving of whatever it is you're working towards. I think you just needed to hear it. So as always, I want you to befriend today, and I'll see you tomorrow.